moving into our focus for this week, action, or more specifically, habits. So I want to begin by talking about the problem with goals. Now that we just created a whole bunch of goals, I'm going to tell you what the problem is with them. So the problem with goals, as I said, is goals are outcomes, right? Goals are results. Goals do not get the work done. They just don't get the work done. So one of the challenges is people create goals but don't put action behind it. They don't put the necessary action behind it. They have these goals and they kind of maybe try and work towards them, but they're just goals on a sheet of paper. So goals do not get the work done. Furthermore, goals are very exciting. Goals are fancy. Goals are very aspirational, right? So like I said, goals are what I call fancy. And here is where the disconnect starts to happen in goal achievement. If you have a goal for something, world peace, let's say, now that is a very fancy goal, world peace, okay? So we have this fancy goal of world peace. What does achieving world peace, making progress towards real world peace, look like on a daily basis? Not so fancy. It really doesn't look very fancy at all. In fact, it looks quite mundane. And that's true with almost all of our goals. When you have a goal of playing at Wimbledon and winning, when you're hitting that tennis ball every single day, there's this disconnect. Not so fancy. Winning, fancy. Hitting the tennis ball every day in the heat, not so fancy. So that's where sometimes we get lost. And the other piece of this is these individual actions have this amazing sort of mind-boggling compounding effect. When we put our habits together, when we just day in, day out do the little action that's very unfancy, it has this compounding effect that somehow gets us to this goal in a way that we can't logically conceive. How is this little thing getting me to this goal? So this is where there can be a stumbling block with goal achievement. So we have to get real that the day-to-day of goal achievement is not so fancy. Now, hang with me here. So why do we have goals? We have goals to set the game. Without goals, we're going to drift. So we might write the book, we might just fall into running a marathon, we might do this, who knows what we'll do. So goals set the game, but if we attach too tightly to the goals, we're going to be disappointed, because we're either going to achieve it or not. And then when we're done with the goal, what now? So what you want to attach to is the game, not the goal. The goal sets the game is where you play. So you want to be committed to playing the game. The people who are most successful in almost any field, they love the game more than the goal. They love the game more than the goal. Now, how can you love the game when the day-to-day is very unfancy? This is another way that goals can serve us. If you can connect, just mentally connect what you're doing today, getting out and running or whatever it is, writing, you want to publish a book. I'm going to write for a half hour every day. If I can connect that to this bigger goal, and remember, we've added meaning to that goal. So we've asked ourselves, why is this important? So if we can keep making this mental connection between the unfancy action and the fancy goal, it's going to help with the motivation. It's going to help stimulate motivation, because sending emails does not feel like world peace, but it might just take us to world peace. You never know. So I just want to set up what the dilemma is and why sticking with a goal can sometimes be difficult, and we often get lost in that.